Shipping is an integral part of global supply chains. And so if we're to decarbonize everything else, we need to decarbonize shipping.
Representatives from 47 countries, including the European Union, Canada, Japan, and climate vulnerable Pacific Island states, are advocating for a charge on greenhouse gas emissions from the international shipping sector, according to documents reviewed by Reuters. This marks a significant increase of the 20 nations that supported such a measure at a previous summit. Arsenio Dominguez, the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, expressed confidence in the implementation of an economic pricing mechanism within a year, although the specifics remain unclear. Supporters argue that the proposed policy could generate over $80 billion annually, which could be reinvested in developing low-carbon shipping fuels and aiding poorer countries in transitioning. However, opponents such as China and Brazil argue that it would disproportionately affect trade-dependent emerging economies. Diplomatic efforts are underway to persuade undecided nations, including many African countries, to take a stance. The IMO task with reducing emissions aims for a 20% cut by 2030 and net zero emissions by 2050. While discussions continue, there is a disagreement on several aspects of the emissions price. Albin Ishoda, representing the low-lying Marshall Islands, emphasized the necessity of a levy to meet the IMO's target. Shipping, responsible for about 3% of global CO2 emissions, is expected to contribute more without stricter measures. Proposals vary, with one suggesting a $150 charge per ton of CO2 emitted, while others propose a combination of emission pricing and global fuel standards. However, countries like China, Brazil, and Argentina advocate for a global fuel emissions intensity limit with penalties for breaches instead of a flat levy. By differing opinions, there is a push for global measures to prevent fragmented standards on a national level, which could complicate global trade. Questions remain about the administration and allocation of proceeds from such a charge, with suggestions for compromise focusing on designing the policy primarily to cut emissions rather than generate revenue. Canada proposes agreeing on the core design of an emission price while delaying decisions on revenue allocation, a contentious issue in previous talks. Despite challenges, diplomats hope to reach a consensus to avoid stalling progress on emissions reduction efforts.